What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Let's play a little bit of a game, ladies and gentlemen. The game is what do you expect from the Chicago Bulls and what do you expect from the Chicago Bulls fans? Ultimately, two different sides of the coins. You've got the Bulls players, the Bulls organization, that entire bubble, and then you've got the fans watching that bubble, watching to see what happens with that bubble and to see whether or not we will float, we will go on to great success, or whether or not it will pop and everything goes all over the place. It's a disaster and it's very, very messy. Again, we're kind of in that situation right now. So what do you expect from the Chicago Bulls? And ultimately, what should we expect as fans from each other? Let's have a little bit of a game. Let's have a little bit of a chat from that standpoint. But before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below, what are your expectations for the Bulls? What are your expectations for Bulls fans? Two different sides of the coin, as I mentioned. We could go either way here, but I'm going to start off with the Bulls players and the Chicago Bulls organization in general. Now, I mentioned in my last video, I would absolutely be fine if we saw the Bulls lose a lot of games and ultimately going after that top 10 pick. I would absolutely be fine with that. If that's the direction that we're heading down, I'm A-okay with that. But here's something I'm not okay with. There's a difference between losing and losing by a large margin every game. I don't want to see this Bulls team lose the competitive spirit that they had last season. And I mean that. I really mean that. And let me explain why I mean that. Sure, we didn't win many games last season. We won less games than 2 seasons ago, and that was a pretty bad season, in all honesty. Both are not great seasons. But we were in some of the most competitive games the NBA had to offer. We had the most clutch games in the NBA. That's a known fact. And even though we didn't win many of them, or actually we did win a lot of clutch games, but we didn't win many games in general, I could truly say there was a competitive spirit there and we were close in so many of those games. I don't want to see the Bulls go into next season and lose by 30, 20 points each and every single game. I don't want to see that. I think that's going to really take the life out of Bulls fans. Even if we are expecting to see this Bulls team lose, I want to see it in a competitive way. Because I need to see the future of this Bulls team. It's not a good sign for the Bulls if not only are they losing, but they're losing by a lot every game. It's not a good sign. You won't be able to see the future from that standpoint, or at least envision it in your mind. But at the end of the day, if you can get some really competitive battles, and yes, you just fall short in some of them, that's where you could really start to picture the idea of how this Bulls team can look when they add a couple of pieces, or they add a closer, or they add, I guess, a leading scorer on their team, or they add someone that could be so life-changing for them in many ways. But if you're losing by 20, you will almost feel like no one will save you. So I want that competitive spirit to remain in this Chicago Bulls team. I said it. I would be okay to see the Bulls lose and go for the top 10 pick. I think that's what we should do, because I don't want the Spurs to have that pick. They've had a lot of success in terms of draft picks. I think it's our turn to have a couple of successes from our draft picks, but we need to get them first, and we have to go for it, in my opinion. But ultimately, I'd rather do it in style and in competitive battles than to get blown out every single game. So that's what I expect from the Chicago Bulls. Do I expect them to win many games? No. Do I expect them to make the playoffs? No. Do I even expect them to have any All-Stars or any individual awards? No. I don't. I don't expect any of these things from these Bulls players, but I do expect them to compete each and every single game. That competitive spirit should not leave just because DeMar DeRozan left. And if it does, it will be a real shame to all the players that were there last season. It will be a shame to kind of see what type of players they turn into if that's what it's going to be like. So that's what I expect from the Bulls players. What do I expect from Bulls fans? Well, I expect patience from this Bulls fan base. That is the key thing. And I want to give you an example of what I do not want to see from the Chicago Bulls fans heading into next season. Now, again, it's up to you if you want to, treat, I guess, certain situations the way that you like. It's up to you. But this is just my personal opinion. Let's just say the Bulls do end up getting blown out by halftime, right? The last thing that I want to see is this Bulls fan base going and booing the players as they enter the locker room, or just booing them out of the building and stuff of that nature. I don't want to see that happen anymore. I can understand it last year, and last year it was warranted, because last year was a different situation, a different mindset, and a different attitude. Last season we were trying to compete, and that was what made that season so bad, is that we actually tried to compete and we couldn't even get close. I can understand booing the players and the team from that standpoint. But this should be a different mindset. We should be in a new mindset, ladies and gentlemen. And we need to be in the mindset of, we will go younger, we will probably lose more games. At least we see it coming. So show these players support, even if they are losing pretty badly, because that's exactly what they're going to need to get back up again. These young players, mentalities can drop and they can stay down for a long time. If you boo them out of the building every game, or Bulls fans boo them out of the building every game, that mentality can stay down in the dumps. But if you show support, if you actually cheer for your team, 20 points down or 5 points down, they're going to get uplifted from that. And I think in this type of situation where there are so many young guys and we do expect to lose many games, support is all that they really need. It's all that they're going to really need to A, feel motivated to keep playing, B, to feel like there is a future in this Bulls team, and C, to prove that we do have one of the best, if not the best, fan bases in the world, to show support and understand the situation. It is going to be a very interesting season, and I think the support of the Bulls fans is going to be essential in this upcoming season. And it is every season. And to be fair, I know last season we were booing players out of the building. Even 2 years ago, we were booing players out of the building. But for the most part, fans are still showing up. And look, people have even said this as a disadvantage or a negative, that Bulls fans continue to show up no matter how badly we actually play. And you can view it from that standpoint. Of course, it gives the owners money. You don't want owners to have money. You're trying to get the owners out. You don't go to the games. But at the end of the day, Bulls fans are extremely loyal to their fan base and are extremely supportive of the organization. So they are always there to show out each and every single time. And it's almost full every time a game's being played. Every 2-3 days, the United Center's packed out with Bulls fans. So, again, to be fair, they are showing up and they are supporting. Keep it up. Let's see what ends up happening. But that's what I expect from both sides. And to be honest, they go hand in hand. No one is going to cheer if the Bulls are going to lose 20 points every single game. They're not going to show support and start clapping if you're doing it every game, if you're getting blown out each and every single time. But you know what? If you're showing competitive fight each and every single time, each and every single game, getting into clutch situations and trying to win, but you end up falling short, I'll tell you what, Bulls fans are going to support that because they want to see excitement, they want to see entertainment, and they understand the situation. It will be good. So ultimately, it does go hand in hand. If the Bulls play well, fans will support. But if the Bulls get blown out every game, then Bulls fans are not going to feel so much of a supportive. They're not going to feel so supportive, I guess you could say. So we'll wait and see. But thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow. And or subscribe if you are new. We can play this game again if you like. Leave your suggestions about what you expect and what you expect from the fan base as well. And maybe we can make a part 2 to this. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.